Hannah Berner has responded to the online criticism and response from social media to her Netflix roast joke about Blake Lively, writing in an Instagram story post, quote, "My joke in the Netflix roast was filmed before the news of the lawsuit. To be 100% clear, I support Blake, XOXO, unquote." In comedy, timing is everything, and the time to make jokes about Blake Lively's alleged bad behavior has clearly passed, and one comedian may catch flack for a previously recorded crack. Here's the deal. Netflix torching 2024, a roast of the year comedy special came out on Friday with well-known comics riffing on the biggest stories of the year. Hannah Berner, a former reality TV star turned stand-up comedian, decided to take aim at Lively over rumors about her difficult personality. Check out the clip. Hannah noted the word CUNT has been trending this year, adding she doesn't think Blake Lively was all that bad. The insinuation is clear. While the audience laughed at the time, it is worth noting that this was filmed earlier in the month before Blake sued her co-star, Justin Baldoni, for harassment, and allegedly he took part in a coordinated effort to destroy her reputation. Public support has swung back big time in Blake's favor, so Hannah's joke seems to be tone deaf in the present moment. We broke the story that Blake had filed a suit against Justin late last week, accusing him of some shocking conduct on the set of It Ends With Us. The lawsuit includes text messages between two public relations flacks who worked for Baldoni, scheming on how to take down Lively on social media and in published news articles in mainstream media. Baldoni's lawyers have denied all alleged wrongdoing, but his agency, WME, which stands for William Morris Endeavor, they take on only the top A-list of A-list clients. They actually had Meghan Markle, but then dropped her very quickly. Dropped Justin Baldoni almost immediately after Lively's lawsuit was filed. By the way, Berner's joke was as far from the only irrelevant crack of the night. Tim Dillon hopped on stage and played the ghost of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, so no topic was off limits. TMZ says they've reached out to Blake about Hannah's joke, and so far, no response. The peak messiness earlier this year when Blake Lively, the internet's it girl, faced a wave of backlash during the film's promo run, you would be wrong, because now it has been exposed that it all might have been a smear campaign orchestrated by none other than Justin Baldoni. Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, It Ends With Us. While the internet came for Lively hard, some were already raising eyebrows at Baldoni, especially after he reportedly hired a crisis management team. Let's just say things haven't exactly smoothed out since. Blake Lively's legal complaint against Justin Baldoni explained. Blake Lively's recent legal complaint published by the New York Times has spilled some jaw-dropping allegations involving Justin Baldoni and Wayfair Studio CEO James Heath. The claims, everything from boundary violations, inappropriate comments, unwanted advances, unwanted kissing, unwanted touching, intimacy, pornography, those types of things. So it's hard to say if this is actually just Blake Lively being very troublesome and her own bad behavior and her hard to work with diva mentality being the problem, or if it's sometimes simultaneously the truth of two things, that two people that are behaving badly are coming together and can't somehow make it work because her bad behavior and his bad behavior are then clashing. We don't know. It could very much be 100% the truth, but perspective is largely never just that simple. One person's thoughts of what's inappropriate may not be another person's thoughts of what's inappropriate. What is the definition of inappropriate? What is the definition of inappropriate as far as a movie set when the movie has to do with very deep, intimate, and sometimes aggravated violent relationships between married couples? So where is there a line there? What and who is to say anything? We don't know enough yet, because this is not a lawsuit, it is a legal complaint. We don't know enough yet to know what's fact, what's not. And we do know that Blake Lively has included in that suit, because I show it in a previous video, exhibits of text messages that were subpoenaed, and they were somehow obtained through that request. Those messages are not shown in full. I can speak for anybody. Your messages between people can sometimes be a whole stack of pages long over the course of a film being made and produced. But the whole thing is, he wants to say, Justin Baldoni and his team, that these are very finely picked. Of course, his former publicist wants to say these are finely picked, out of context text messages. The thing with context is sometimes context is not needed, and that is an excuse, and that's a fallback and an explanation for things when it shouldn't be. Because sometimes things are literally just in context as they are. There is no circumstance or context that is needed to get the full entire picture. Sometimes the full entire picture is that some director is being completely inappropriate, that this actor is overplaying his boundaries. He's being inappropriate. He's making inappropriate comments and doing inappropriate things, physically being inappropriate, and sometimes it's as simple as that. Sometimes it's as simple as his reputation was on the line, so he needed to make sure hers looked worse to get the eyes off of his own. Sometimes it is a smear campaign. We see it in Hollywood all the time, and you don't even realize it, is the crazy part. But for me, this whole filing of this legal complaint is really showing the dirty underbelly of Hollywood, because it's showing the PR crisis manager. It's showing the dirty publicist. It's showing the agency, the talent agency, the manager, the production company. It's showing the film studio, the director, the actor, and all the people that can actually do harm to an actor that is on the level of Blake Lively. So it's hard to say. It's hard to say until we know more, if we ever know more, if she's at fault and it's her bad girl behavior and her I'm holier than thou, better than thou type of mentality in Hollywood, that she's this it golden girl and she's deserving of having whatever she wants whenever she wants it, or if Justin Baldoni actually did have an appropriate wrongdoing with harassment, breach of contract, and then not fixing it after she makes a formal complaint. That formal complaint could have been enough to have the retaliation against her. That's very much true. But I think a lot of times these cases, we fail to see it as it really happened, in the truth that usually is. That simultaneously two things can be true. She can be right, he can be right. Do I think it's fair that somebody's life is completely turned upside down and his career and everything he worked for eradicated based on a legal complaint and allegations? Absolutely not. What happened to our Constitution, what happened to our legal system, being innocent until proven guilty. With cancel culture, it's not that way at all. And in fact, it's kind of mind-boggling and very troublesome to me, because there is no perfect person out there. That kind of behavior is behavior that many good, decent people would never engage in the workplace, in their own production company, in their own studio, in their own acting career. They would never even dream to engage in something like that, that could be filmed, recorded, witnessed, brought as a lawsuit. So to me, it's just, we'll have to wait to find out more, and I'm going to keep covering it. However, there has largely been speculation for years, even before the filming of this movie, that Blake Lively has been very difficult on set. That's why she is not very popular among many of her former co-stars. But that's for another day, and that is a separate topic to the fact that somebody equally not as good could be doing her wrong as well. We'll just have to wait and see. Let me know what you think. Drop your comments.